time flies. So work will never stop. You will have work at the end of the day, but the memories you make with your family and friends is something you will not be able to get back. So make sure you keep that boundary. Don't miss out on the opportunities to hang out with your close friends and families and make those memories, because time work will always be there.
Hi and welcome everyone to this podcast powered by WTM Pune and GDG Pune in anticipation of IWD 2023 event. I'm Snehal and today we have Srishti Tibrewal with us, a community builder and a tech leader. Currently, Srishti is working at Google India as a community manager, where she is responsible uh, for bringing people together and creating a sense of belongings among tech enthusiasts. Prior to this role, she was working at Microsoft, where she had made impact through her excellent skills and team spirit. Apart from this, she had a very strong background in business administration and entrepreneurship, which shows her versatility and passion towards the tech field. So let us give us a warm welcome to Shrishti Tibarwal, a true asset to the community. Hi Shrishti, how are you?
Hi, Sneha. Thank you so much for the introduction. Really sweet of you.
Thank you for being here. I'm really grateful that you are here today. And yeah, so let's get started. So before that, I will share about this entire podcast ka pura flow to our audience so that they will know how this podcast will go. So we will have three sections over here. First would be Q&A, second would be rapid fire, where you have to be very quick with your answers. So you don't have any kind of burden, but you have to give me the answer, whichever the first things to come your mind, okay? And third would be the hashtag dare to be movement. So it which is intentionally put in the last segment, which is kind of this year IWD theme. So are you ready, Shrishti?
Nervous, but I'm ready.
Okay, cool. All the best to you. Hmm.
Thank you.
So, Shrishti, could you please share a little bit more about you? Anything anything about yourself, like professional background or personal life? Anything you wanted to share with us?
Done. Let me give you a small brief about myself. I'm Srishti Tibrewal. I've been born and brought up in Bangalore. I'm a community manager managing the Women Tech Makers program here in India. A little bit about my passion is I'm a beach baby. I love anything to do with the beach. I've lately learned how to surf. So whenever I have time off, I will go surfing, and I'm a marketer at heart. So anything marketing relating is my forte.
Wow, what's an amazing thing you are doing in your life, yeah. So let's move on to our next question. What inspired you to pursue career in information in technology?
So, let me give you a brief about my background. I've actually not done engineering, nor have I studied science, right? So, as Snehal said, I've done business with a specialization in entrepreneurship. So, I call myself an accidental person in technology, or in tech rather. So, I mean, computer science and maths were definitely something I always loved. But, growing up, you always see that math is something boys or men are good at and not women are good. So I was always a little hesitant of it. And so I didn't end up taking a field or career in tech, but I feel it was meant to be. And that's how I landed up here. And who knew that you don't need to learn computer science to be in the tech industry? And that's how I'm here.
Wow, Shrishti, what an amazing journey shared. Like from being from business background to tech industry. That's really inspiring. So now that we are talking about tech industry and you are from like business background and all, you have never been in this IT field. So how do you manage your work life and career? So personal life and work life.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I'm still learning. That's a learning curve for me. But there are three things I've actually learned along the way. Like, there are actually few things I've learned along the way in my short career span I've had, which is one is scheduling like personal time for myself. That is something I mandatory do. Like, if I'm having lunch, dinner, I make sure I mark my calendar so I do not get any calls during those time. Or if I even have like time to myself, I make sure, I'm not answering work calls or like sending out emails during that time, because again, that time is for myself. So making sure I set that boundary very well. Then another thing is that I've realized how to manage work life balance is that I need to say no when I know I cannot do that much work. So at times, you end up taking more work than you can and overburdening yourself. So I've learned that the really important thing is to say no, or else you will have issues. You'll be overburdened with work, right? So that is definitely something I've realized, that you need to be realistic so that you don't torture yourself by overburdening yourself.
Yeah, truly agree to you, and thank you for like sharing this piece of advice with our listeners, that it's really important to have your timetable to schedule everything. It helps you to manage everything, and as you say, like
Learn to say no.
yeah, as you say, learn to say no. That's really important. Even I was to be a person who used to say yes. Agar it's take 2 minutes now, yeah, I will do it. But
Yeah,
now I'm realizing कि saying no is really important for not just for your career growth, but as well as your personal growth as well. So
yeah.
thank you for sharing this advice with us. So let's move on to our fourth question. Have you faced any challenges as a woman in male dominated tech industry? If could you share some experiences with us?
To be honest, I've been very lucky that way, that I've had teams which have a good men women ratio. Like my previous team also had a lot of women, so I had a lot of leaders to look up to. But being in the industry, I've realized that not everyone has these leaders to look up to, and that's where they have challenges, where they are not able to look up to other women in the industry. But apart from within my team, within the community, I've realized that people tend to see women have less credibility and treat women with less respect over men, even if they're in the same post, right? So if there's a man saying something, they would go with that over a woman saying something. So I feel that's the main cause, and the cause for that is because of how the society sees women, right? That's the society stereotypes that they undermine women's abilities and leadership potential. So we have to really advocate for ourselves and build a strong image so that men in the industry don't see us that way. And that's one of the biggest challenges I've seen, where I face a problem in my voice being heard over a man's voice being heard.
You have to be loud,
Yeah,
basically,
you have to
and
advocate for yourself. Exactly.
yeah, advocate yourself. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for like telling us about that. Now this is a last segment for our this last question of this segment. What advice would you give to a young woman who are interested to pursue career in IT?
Um, So I feel one of the thing I would like to say, that it's the perfect time to be in this industry, because everyone's realizing the impact diversity has in the tech industry, right? Like everyone wants more different opinions in this time, and more diversity. So it's the right time to be here. But advice I would like to give young women is that, you know, always advocate for yourself, believe in yourself, realize that studying is something for everyone. It's not gender specific. So study, and if you're good at it, if you believe in yourself, you definitely can do it. Never let someone else say you cannot do it. And another thing I would like to say is that it might be scary at first when you do join the industry, but eventually build your community around you. Like we have the Women Tech Makers program at Google. So being a part of such communities will help you, give you the confidence when you see so many more people like you, and will help you, uplift others. So once you are there, when you are climbing up the ladder, make sure you take other people along with you, because at one point you were down there wanting support from someone else. So I feel that's definitely an advice I would love to give anyone wanting to pursue a career in IT. Be part of such communities and be your own cheerleader also, in fact.
Yeah, in fact, I was talking with another guest with on another podcast. She was sharing her story, like how community help her to grow, like reaching out to a right people or right mindset people is also equally important. So
Yeah.
yeah, do join community like WTM Pune and WTM India, or whatever the communities you find around yourself, and be a part of that to grow and learn together. It's the only ladder to be a successful person. So yeah, thank you for sharing such an insightful thoughts with us. Now let's start with our next segment, that is rapid fire round. Are you all set? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm in my seat now.
So let's get started. How do you stay up to date on latest developments and trends in your field?
The community keeps showing me different and newer things happening around.
I'm
I
totally
learn.
agree with I'm totally agree with you. What's one thing that you wish you had known earlier in your career?
um that everything will fall into place, everything happens for a reason, it's a matter of time. Like right now you might be upset about something, stressing about something, but eventually down the lane it will happen, you will get through it. So don't stress about it as much as you are today.
Yeah, this is very nice advice. Like, what the best piece of advice you have ever received?
um In fact, today I was having lunch with someone at Google, and one thing realized from them when I was talking to them about this was that time flies. So work will come, work will never stop. You will have work at the end of the day, but the memories you make with your family and friends is something you will not be able to get back. So make sure you keep that boundary. Don't miss out on the opportunities to hang out with your close friends and families and make those memories, because time work will always be there.
What is the one skill that you have always wanted to learn but never had the chance to learn?
Can I say cooking? But on a serious note, I feel it would be something along the lines of public speaking, because I might seem very confident outwardly, but I'm very scared from the inside. I've never really done public speaking. So that's definitely something I've been like trying to get on top of and like learn right now. So I can definitely do more podcasts like this.
Yeah, you're already doing great, Srishti, so you don't have to be worried on that part. I can assure you about that. So, this is the last question. How have you overcome any obstacle or barriers in your career?
um, I feel any obstacles, I feel the only way to overcome obstacles is for asking for help. That's one thing I've never shied away from. If I need something, I will go and ask for help. It doesn't make you a smaller person. So I feel like if I'm stuck in a situation, I will reach out to whoever I think is the right person and ask for help. That always comes to help.
Yeah. In fact, this is my personal experience as well, and the even the speakers or the leaders of the industry I'm talking, they all are saying the same thing, like reach out for the help. If you need help, then go reach out to someone. It will solve all your problems,
I
at least
agree.
in some extent. So yeah.
Yeah. You're not losing out on anything. Exactly.
Exactly. Now this is the moment of our hashtag dare to be moment. What the most daring thing you have ever done in your career?
So this might be kind of a longer answer, but I feel I've always been someone who's stuck to an unconventional route. Like, let me give you a background about how I started. I got placed through college into a finance role, and I knew that wasn't my forte of interest. And within a month I left, when I didn't have any backup job, or when all my friends were in all these corporates, working in finance jobs placed by college. And this was peak COVID time, right? So you weren't getting new jobs, but I did choose to leave that because I knew that was not meant for me, and I knew what was meant for me will eventually find its way to me, right? So who knew I would end up in the tech industry when I had when I done my masters in entrepreneurship and bachelor's in business administration, right? So I feel that eventually things will work out. But I feel the most daring thing was definitely when I dropped out, or even after my first role, where I was searching for roles, and it was, peak pandemic, no one's getting new roles. And I did have offers, but it didn't really sit right for me. And I was just like, I'm not going to take up something where I'm not 100%, where I can give my 100%. I will wait around for the right thing to come to me, and eventually this role happened. And I feel that that was the most daring thing. If I did take up another role, I would have been in some other corporate working right now, which I wouldn't be the happiest doing what I was doing. But like right now, I feel I have that 100% job satisfaction because I waited around, waited for something that was meant for me. And I feel that was the most dare to be moment for me, when everyone around me just, didn't think I was doing the right thing at that point. So I definitely think sticking around and believing in yourself is what everyone needs to do at this point.
Wow, what a courageous move you have made. Like when it comes to the career, now nobody like dare to change their career when they are doing great in their field. And it's even thinking about it like create anxiety in people. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's really a dare to be moment. And it's really what you said about like being happy is more important than what you are doing or what you are like, even though it's in terms of salary or something like
yeah,
that. But if you enjoy thing, eventually salary will also grow with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's
I mean, at
just
the end
matter
of the
of
day,
time.
yeah, you need to have your 100% job satisfaction. That's why I was just like, if I don't enjoy what I'm doing, I cannot do my 100% in it at all.
Yeah, that's amazing that now you're enjoying your work. That's the thing. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insight and valuable experience with us. I truly appreciate your valuable advice. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Snehal. It was my pleasure to be here and talking with you. And thank you so much for everything.
Now, to our listeners, thank you so much for watching this podcast. If you love this, don't forget to like subscribe this channel, and yeah, do follow us on our social media platform as well for any updates about upcoming events or any update about community related things. And yeah, there is one more thing that on 23rd April we are having a IWD 2023 event. So if you are in Pune, do join us. I'm sure that you will gonna enjoy this entire event, and you gonna love this like community thing and building networking with others and learning from others. So yeah, stay tuned for more such videos, and take care. Bye bye.